I'm going to read John 16, the New International Version. Jesus spoke to his disciples and he said this to them. This is John 16. All this I have told you so that you will not fall away. They will put you out of the synagogue. In fact, the time is coming when anyone who kills you will think they are offering a service to God. They would do such thing because they have not known the Father or me. I have told you this so that when the time comes, you will remember that I warned you about them. I did not tell you this from the beginning because I was with you, but now I am going to him who sent me. None of you asked me, where are you going? Rather, you are filled with grief because I have said these things. But very truly, I tell you, it is for your good that I am going away. Unless I go away, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. When he comes, he will prove the world to be wrong about sin and righteousness and judgment. About sin because people do not believe in me. About righteousness because I am going to the Father where you can see me no longer. And about judgment because the prince of this earth stands condemned. And that is the word of the Lord. And there's a lot more, but that's quite a long text. So I just briefed it really as best I could. And now I'm going to try and speak about it because I believe people, I know it, I don't believe it. They are being told to go away from the synagogues. We call them a church. We also call them a temple. The Jewish religion, the Jewish faith, Judaism, call it a synagogue. The building isn't the church. When we think of the Church of England or the Roman Catholic Church, the building isn't the church. The Vatican isn't the church, the head office of the Roman Catholic and Apostolic Church. They're not a church. The building isn't a church. The people are the church. Jesus is the head of that church, and we are the branches. We, as Christians, we are the church. We go into a building like a cathedral or a church or a cottage church. I'll use the word church then, or a cottage building or a cathedral building. They're not a church. They have no authority from God to tell anyone to leave the church. In the Bible, Jesus said this as well. In the Bible, it says, as long as there is more than 2 or 3 gathered in my name, I will be with you. You have to have literally like 2 or 3. You can have 2 people. Then Jesus will be with us. The church will be with us. Jesus is the church. So if you have 3, that's a lot more. And if you have 4, that's good. And if you have 5, that's really good. And if you have thousands and they are true Christians, that's absolutely excellent. But those 3 people don't have to be white English people. They don't have to just be 3 white English men or 3 white English women or 2 English men, white, and 1 English white woman. God will be with all of those people because as long as there are 2 or 3 gathered in those names, in Jesus' name, then that's the church. That is who we are. But you can have 3 African people, 3 black people, and God will be there, 2 or 3 gathered in his name. You could have Chinese people, 1 Chinese person in there, all races all over the world, not just white people, whoever they are. They could be 3 Aborigines that know Jesus Christ, and Christ will be there, as long as there are 2 gathered in my name. Jesus is the church. Not the Church of England, not the King of England, not Prince Charles, that's not his name, not King Charles, not Queen Elizabeth. They weren't the church. They might have called their church the Church of England, but I can tell you, and I'm not saying them in particular, people are being told to leave these churches, and I've seen them and I've known them as well. And that's because they're not liked, basically, or they're a threat to people that are in those churches. And Jesus was aware of this 2,000 years ago, or whatever it was, 2,000 years ago, when he said to the disciples, there will be a time that you will be told to go away from synagogues. This time is here. There's a lot of things happening in this time that is written in the book of Revelations. It is being played out in reality in our world today. And I could speak about it quite long, but this video won't go. I don't want it to go too long, to be quite honest. So that I will leave it at the moment, and I will try and bring it back again at some point.